right, here's our last video in section 12.2. We're going to finish off this section and do examples 8, 9, and 10. We've already talked about mean, average. We've talked about median, middle. Now we're going to talk about mode and mid-range, the last two measures of central tendency. Mode is the number that happens most often. If more than one data value has the highest frequency, then each of these data items is what we call the mode. So we can have multiple modes. If there is no data item that occurs more than anything else, then we say that there are no mode. So there could be one mode if one number happens the most. There could be multiple modes if there's lots of numbers that happen the same amount of times. And there could be no mode if every number is individual. So if you look at example number 8, if I give you a set of data, could you pick out the mode? So we should be able to find mean, median, and mode if I give you a set of data. Looking at this set of data, what number happens the most? Well, to me, it looks like the mode here would be 7 because it happens twice more than in the other number, right? Easy enough? All right. The last measure of central tendency is what we call the mid-range. Not the range, but a mid-range. A mid-range is found by adding your lowest number plus your highest number and dividing by 2. Okay? So an example of that says in 2009, the New York Yankees had the greatest payroll, a record of $201,449,181. Whew. The Florida Marlins were the worst paid team with only $36,834,000. The question is asking us to find the mid-range for the annual payroll for Major League Baseball teams in 2009. So as soon as we see that mid-range, that means we're going to take the lowest value, we're going to add it to the highest value, and we're going to divide by 2. So the mid-range of this data set is 119,141,590, and don't forget, 50 cents. Okay, mid-range. All right, now that we've talked about the 4 different measures of central tendency, I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to practice by doing example number 10. In example number 10, it gives you 6 exam scores for a course, and it asks you to use those scores to calculate the mean, the median, the mode, and the mid-range. I'd like you to make sure that you show all of your work so I can see that you're doing it correctly, and then get a final answer. That's what I'm expecting on your exam, okay? Pause the video, take a few minutes, do all 4, and then come back and let's see if we got the same answers and the same work. For mean, I added them all up. I got a total of 460. I'm going to take that total and I'm going to divide by however many data items I have, which was 6. And so I ended up getting a mean of 76.66 repeating. If I were rounding, I would say that's approximately a 77%, a high C. If I was doing median, median means the middle, so I need to make sure that I put them in order first, count to the middle or use my formula. I noticed that there were 2 numbers in the middle, so I know then that I have to take those 2 numbers, add them together, divide by 2, and that'll give me my median. I got 80.5. If I were rounding, I would have said that was an 81%, a B. Ooh, that's higher than the mean. Mode means the number that happens the most. So in this particular case, it looks like the mode is an 86%. Ooh, I like that score better. All right, the last one is mid-range. Remember, mid-range means I'm going to take the lowest score, I'm going to add it to the highest score, and I'm going to divide by 2. I ended up getting a mid-range of 72%. Ooh, I don't like that one. But you can see I've showed my work clearly. That way I can give you partial credit if you make a silly mistake, but I also want to know that you're doing it correctly and showing all of your work. And I get different values for mean, median, mode, and range. Make sure you can find all 4 of those measures of central tendency if I give you a data set, or maybe if I give you a frequency distribution table. Remember, those are a little bit harder, but I will ask you to do questions like that on your exam, so make sure you practice those, okay? All right, let me know if you need anything.